You're watching H&L. I'm Ursula, and we're speaking to Melissa Lainn, health and wellness coach and the podcast host of Lifecraft. Now, Melissa, as I've mentioned before, you live such a connected life on the farm. And when I say connected, you and I were friends for about 2 years before actually meeting each other in person. We met through Instagram. Melissa, you have your podcast. You have all these online networks. And one would think you live in isolation.
Yes.
How did you manage that? How did you create this?
I think I was blessed to be the type of person that really likes people. I always say I see people like other people see sunsets. I really think I can see the beauty in people, and I like connecting with people. And I think it makes for a healthy human being when you surround yourself with people that are different than you, a variety of people. It really strengthens your character and it makes you a better human being. So when I lived on the farm, I grew up single parent household, only child.
Oh, wow.
And I remember never feeling isolated, never feeling lonely, but having friends around me who were lonely. And as I grew up, I would see some of my friends would be married and they'd be lonely in their marriages, or go to work every day with a bunch of people and still feel lonely. And I was like, why do I never feel lonely? People would think I'm alone. I've done a lot of things alone. I've lived alone. I've traveled alone. Why don't I feel lonely? And it's because I always stay connected. I'm that friend. I'm going to reach out to people. I want to learn from people. And I think it's really great to be in other people's energy. It helps you grow. It helps you see a different perspective in life. So when I got to the farm, I took about 6 months to relax, to just be me, without any labels, without anyone knowing me, except for what I wanted to share. And then when I started finding my voice, I realized that I wanted to share something, and I think that's one of the things that made me really great with songwriting, to actually having something to share and then wanting to learn.
Yes.
What's the best way to learn? Not through your own trial and errors. No. Learn from other people. So connect with other people, learn from them, be around their energy. And that's been my motivation for really networking and using social media for the thing that it was meant to be, a social platform. Not an ads platform, a social platform. So engage, have fun, get to know people. It's great.
You make it sound so easy, but I know it's not so easy.
No.
It's not.
No.
But you are very good. You have a specific message. Do you want to talk about how you created your messaging and where you're at right now with your messaging?
Yes, I mean, when I started, my messaging was definitely to bring more health into this world, and to help people see that we kind of set up to fail when it comes to our health. There are so many factors that work against us. And there's this evolution gap where we've developed cities and life has expanded in a way that our biology has not kept up with. So we need to look at that, and we need to see the food companies and understand all of that. And then I started realizing, but you can tell someone what to eat, and you can tell them to exercise and to sit down on that meditation pillow before they put their nose out the door in the morning. But there's something else. There's another factor at play. People call it spirit, people call it energy, people call it vibes, whatever you want to call it. It's that innate part of you that is the unseen part of you, but that actually affects everything that you do. The energy you feel when you walk into a room, the energy someone gives off, even on screen. We call it an aura. That type of thing is real. And we don't really talk about the energy and our energy in regards to health and wellness and how that affects our life. So I always think when it comes to my podcast, I created Lifecraft because I started noticing that we don't live our everyday lives well. We wait for the big moments. And Lifecraft is there to be your library for life for when you don't really know what you're doing. But that's usually not when the big moments come. It's when the small moments happen. That's why I love talking to you. Like just showing up, just doing that will change your life. But that's also got to do with the energy that you emit into this world, the resonance you have with the dreams that you have, the feeling you get inside when you have to do something like exercise matters just as much as the exercise. So I've started evolving my voice in that way, from just looking at the physical world to looking at the unseen world too, and to remember we are holistic beings and that all three parts of us matter, which is really great. Yeah, very privileged.
I'm smiling so much because that even relates so beautifully to the voice, because the voice is related to that energy, that resonance. And sometimes when all the tension and all those layers, it just blocks the free voice to come out. So you've got this podcast. I've had the honor of being on your podcast. Thank you. What has been your highlights of having a podcast? I know a lot of people watching, they're starting podcasts.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips?
There are so many podcasts and you can feel overwhelmed. I know a lot of people told me, just don't start a podcast. And I was like, but why not? It's the same as writing a song or a book, I imagine. If you have something to say, you're more than welcome to say it. There's always a place for you. No one will be you if you're your authentic self. So I started Lifecraft with a partner, actually. And he encouraged me to start it. And I remember the first thing I said was, wie gaan na my luister? I was like, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to listen to me speak? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Who listens to you? Do you have something to say? I think you have something to say. So that's one of the first things I always tell people. Have something to say. Really know what that is. Yeah. And I wanted to say that everyday life can be just as much fun as the big moments. Stop chasing only the big moments. And so I had the opportunity to start networking and really go out and find guests, which I think my singing background helped me because rejection means nothing to me. Yeah. You can give me a no and I'll be like, you go, girl. You do you. So it was really great for me to start in that regard. And I think the advice that I would give someone is to know what you want to say. And then know that whatever you do is enough. And even if you impact one life, or you make one person laugh, or you give one person an educational moment, that's enough. Because this is only, I don't think podcasting is going to last forever. We're seeing it with social media. It's going to change, but it's a really powerful platform now. So make the most of it.
It is. It's a great platform to learn. And I know your podcast helped me through some tough times. So thank you. We're going to be back after the break to dive into more confident expression with Melissa Lainn. See you after the break.